Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is still playing out this bearish divergence as the price is now retesting this critical level of resistance here in the short term, while Ethereum is still currently forming this massive bullish pattern, while the price of Chainlink is continuing to break lower here in the short term, while the price of XRP is now retesting the center line for this massive descending parallel channel. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, starting off on the weekly Bitcoin chart, and right now the price of Bitcoin is technically still playing out this bull market signal as we've seen the last two times. Obviously, we've played out a major bull run in the price of Bitcoin over the next 1 year approximately following these previous bull market signals, and this signal only confirmed around 3 months ago, which means we're still technically due to see a bull market well into this year now, well into 2025. But with that being said, of course, we are still repeating history compared to what we saw pretty much exactly 1 year ago. We're seeing very similar price action right now, essentially just a slowdown and a slight little setback here in the short term during the larger bull run. So this is looking very similar as of right now to what we saw last year. And if we're taking a look at this Bitcoin chart on the 4-day time frame, the super trend indicator is still sitting in the green, indicating a larger bull market. But on this weekly Bitcoin chart, as of right now, we're still seeing a massive bearish divergence, which is technically confirmed right now and has already been confirmed over the last couple of weeks or so. And so, of course, as I've been saying over the last couple of weeks, this is the first significant warning signal that we've seen on the weekly Bitcoin chart in a long time. But this alone does not necessarily guarantee we're about to start a bear market just like 2022, because of course back in 2022 we were seeing many other things that were extremely bearish, causing the price to force into a bear market back then, like for example the Federal Reserve rapidly increasing interest rates and other things happening like the lunar crash right around here. Things like that of course accelerated the 2022 bear market, whereas this time around we don't have those exact same things happening fundamentally. But at the very least, this massive bearish divergence, which is confirmed on the weekly Bitcoin chart, tells us that it's extremely likely we're going to see either some choppy sideways price action, so a sideways price range kind of like this, or potentially a bit more of a correction in the price of Bitcoin like this in the next few weeks at the very least. So honestly, for the rest of this month, for the rest of January, I continue to expect basically a larger slowdown in the price of Bitcoin, most likely for the rest of this month. And so while a lot of other people are saying that Bitcoin's going to go to the moon and we're going to go to much higher prices in a few days or in a few weeks, of course, over the last few weeks, I've been telling you we're going to see a bit of a slowdown, most likely for around a month or so. And so far over the last few weeks, that has been playing out exactly as expected, as I've already been warning about for weeks now on the channel. And I continue to expect this slowdown, as I just said, at least over the next few weeks. But while this is happening on the weekly Bitcoin chart, if we're taking a look at this daily time frame, of course, we still have this bearish divergence on the daily time frame, which I've been talking about since all the way back here, roughly around 2 weeks ago. So of course, this is still technically playing out, meaning we should be expecting either choppy sideways price action or a correction, a pullback in the price of Bitcoin back towards the downside. And obviously, since this confirmed roughly 2 weeks ago, we've seen exactly that as expected. And I continue to expect this price action, not only based on this pattern, but also based on this bearish divergence on the weekly time frame, which is now confirmed. And if we're taking a look at this 12-hour Bitcoin chart, of course, we're continuing that rejection from this previous line of support, now acting as new resistance. And back then that was sitting close to 100,000, but right now it's sitting at just above 101,000. But before then, we also have this area of resistance to watch out for, sitting in between around 97,000 to 98,000 based on the volume profile indicator. And as for support, we have a lot of important support in between around 91,500 to 92,500. So basically right around that 92k level approximately, we have a lot of support right there based on the volume profile indicator, and also based on a lot of previous support in the price of Bitcoin, multiple bounces from close to 92,000 approximately. And so for now, in the somewhat shorter term, those are the levels of support and resistance to pay attention to. But if we were to see a confirmed break below around 91 to 92,000, with candle closes below that level, then in that case, the next level I'd be targeting and watching out for in the short term is sitting at roughly around 87,000. And that 87K level would be a critical level on the price chart to actually hold in order to avoid much lower prices if we were to break below 87,000. But once again, for now, we do have support at around 91 to 92,000. And if we're zooming further into the short term, looking at the 6-hour time frame, obviously over the last couple of days, we've seen this break to the downside below this ascending line of support, which was sitting at roughly around 94,500, and right now is sitting at a little bit closer towards 95,000. And over the last couple of days, we've seen a few retests of that line right there to actually flip it from previous support into new resistance. So right now, this is acting as resistance, as we can see. But even though we've seen a bit of a break to the downside here over the last couple of days and flipped previous support into new resistance, obviously, at least as of right now, at the time of recording this video, we don't really have a lot of bearish momentum. We saw that break to the downside, but we're basically just chopping around sideways, as we can see right here. Not really a lot of bearish momentum, and that is likely due to the fact that we ran into this major point of support at close to 92,000 approximately, and we've bounced from that level of support. So as I always say, even if we have a bearish price target in play, like this one, for example, based on this bear flag pattern at around 86,000 as a technical price target, even if we have a bearish price target in play, we cannot ignore other levels of support, like this support at close to 92,000, because of course, support can potentially prevent the price going lower beyond that point, because that's what support is. It's essentially buyers buying up the price at a particular price level. And so just keep that in mind, even though we have seen this breakdown from this bear flag pattern right here on the 6-hour time frame, which is technically a bearish signal, we don't really have a lot of bearish momentum, seeing a lot of follow through with that break to the downside, due to the fact that at least for now, we do have major support right here that's basically preventing the price going lower, at least as of right now. And so honestly, over the next couple of days, just talking about the immediate short term, I would not be surprised if the price of Bitcoin just chops around sideways a little bit, basically in between around 91,000 to 97,000 approximately, as the support and resistance to watch out for. And if you want to get set up ready to go to take the next trading opportunity in the price of Bitcoin or any other crypto, whether it's bullish or bearish or chopping around sideways, you can profit from all of that price action using things like long positions or short positions, for example. And personally, I take a lot of those sort of trades over on B2Next, so I'll make sure to leave a link to B2Next below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link, it'll take you to this page right here where you can claim an exclusive deposit bonus that you can only claim using that link. So if you simply just click that link to make your account and then deposit 100 USDT, you get a $20 bonus. Or if you deposit just $500, you get a $100 bonus. Or if you deposit just 1,000 USDT and start trading, you get a $200 bonus straight into your new account. But that's only available, once again, if you use that link below this video to make your B2Next account and start trading on that account. So if you're going to be trading crypto anyway, or if you want to get set up ready to go to take the next trading opportunity, you might as well get set up ready to go over on here if you want to claim those extra bonuses. Once again, link down below. But for whatever reason, if you don't want B2Next, there is also Bybit as another option out there, another exchange I also trade on. So I'll also make sure to leave a link to Bybit below this video. And with that being said, taking a look at Ethereum on the weekly time frame, right now Ethereum is technically still within a larger bull market, as we can see, forming significant higher lows and higher highs. As of right now, we've not really invalidated that massive bullish trend here on the larger time frames, and so in order to basically confirm a bear market, for example, would have to at the very least confirm a break below this line right here, which is sitting at roughly around 2.6k. So for now, technically speaking, for all we know, this could just be a minor pullback within a larger bull market, as we've seen many times throughout this multi-year bull market that really started around mid-2022. And also right now, while we're seeing this pullback, this is possibly forming the right shoulder for this inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is a massive bullish pattern that is potentially forming right now. But I want to make it clear, in case you're new to all of this potential inverse head and shoulders pattern is not currently confirmed. It is not in play, because in order to actually confirm this pattern, we need to, at some point over the next few weeks weeks or months, we need to see a recovery back up towards this neckline, which is sitting at a roughly around $4,000. And then we need to see at least a weekly candle close, ideally multiple weekly candle closes, but at least a weekly candle close above $4,000 in order to confirm the breakout for this pattern and confirm the technical price target for this inverse head and shoulders pattern. And that price target would be sitting at close to $7,000 per Ethereum. So obviously a massive move towards the upside if this breakout and pattern actually confirms. And so for now, this is just something to pay attention to, but nothing to really act on as of right now because it is not confirmed. But once again, get set up ready to go if you want to take these trading opportunities in the future. Links down below if you want to claim those extra bonuses, remember. And if we're taking a look at this daily Ethereum chart, right now Ethereum is still finding resistance in this area as expected, sitting in between around 34.30 to 35.60. So continue to expect a lot of resistance, meaning the price struggling in that price range right there. But if we can finally see a breakout back above around 35.60, in that case, we have this area of resistance to watch out for, sitting in between around 3.9k to 4.1k. So for the bulls out there, 4.1k is definitely the level to break out above in order to flip much more bullish. Not just these little short-term bounces, but much more bullish. As I just said, a price target potentially at around $7,000 or close to 7k could come next if we see a confirmed breakout beyond 4.1k. But obviously, as of right now, we've not yet seen that. So these are still acting as resistance, these areas right here. And as for support, we do have a bit of support at in between 3.2k to 3.3k. So roughly around 32.50, for example, acting as support. And we have this area of support right here sitting in between $3,000 to 3.1k as well. And if we're taking a look at this daily Ethereum chart, technically speaking, this bearish divergence is still currently active, as I've been saying for weeks now on the channel. Since all the way back here, I've been saying the bearish divergence is active, and we should be expecting either a pullback or at the very least some choppy sideways price action as the most likely price action, the most likely outcome from a bearish divergence. And so far, we've seen exactly that as expected, and I continue to expect that here in the short term, considering at least for now, this is still active. But with that being said, if we're taking a look at Chainlink on the 8-hour time frame, because on the larger time frames, nothing's really changed as of right now. We're still waiting for that weekly candle close in a few days from now. But on the 8-hour time frame, technically, we have continued the break to the downside a little bit lower over the last one day, with the price coming back down towards basically just underneath $20 over the last one day. And so, like I said yesterday in my last video here on the channel, technically speaking, this break to the downside, at least on the 8-hour time frame in the short term here, is technically active. It is in play because we have confirmed multiple candle closes on the 8-hour time frame below around $21, which confirms this as a head and shoulders pattern, so the opposite of an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So this head and shoulders pattern right here is a bearish pattern, and so now that this is confirmed with a break below the neckline, this sets up a bearish price target based on this head and shoulders pattern, and that bearish price target is sitting at close to $15. So from where we are right now, at least as of recording this video, to that price target, that's roughly around a 25% move towards the downside. But even though the price is looking bearish at the moment, we can still use this, for example, as a trading opportunity, because we can still make profits along the way to the downside using things like shorts positions, for example, which, in case you're new to all of this, a shorts position actually makes profits when the price goes lower. So that's just one example of how we can profit from this type of price action that's happening right now. But as always, even if we have a bearish price target right here, we cannot ignore other points of support, like for example at around $18. We'll likely find some support at close to $18, so keep that in mind. If we continue this break to the downside, we'll likely find support along the way where the price could potentially bounce at, so just keep that in mind. And of course, as always, if we break out back above the point of the breakdown, so if we break out back above around $21, give or take, with candle closes back above that level, that would invalidate this pattern and invalidate this price target. But if we're taking a look at XRP on the 4-hour time frame, right now, as of recording this video, the price of XRP is finally retesting this center line again for this descending parallel channel. So at least for now, in the somewhat short term, as we've seen over the last couple of weeks here, the price of XRP is still trending in the bearish direction, which I've been saying for weeks now on the channel. Here in the short term, we are simply bearish, forming lower highs and lower lows. But even during this bearish trend, we can use a very simple trading strategy within this parallel channel. As we could see, for example, if the price dips below the center line, we could long or buy XRP, and then we come back up towards the center line or above the center line, we could take profits, and then potentially when we deviate well above the center line, like here for example, or here for example, we could potentially short XRP to make money on the pullback. And of course, because this is a descending parallel channel, it's leaning towards the downside. Of course, the short positions would be more profitable than the long positions in this example right here, because it's a short-term bearish trend. So the shorts will clearly make more money than the longs. And so, for example, shorting right around here or taking profits at close to the center line on any long positions, for example, can be a decent trading strategy if you're taking any of these trades right here. As always, not financial advice. I'm just simply pointing out a potential trading strategy, which has been working very well over the last few weeks here. And in case you're wondering, this center line for this parallel channel is currently sitting at approximately $2.17, and this support line is sitting at approximately $1.87, and this line of resistance right here is sitting at approximately $2.52. And now, if the price of XRP actually sees some sort of rejection and a slight pullback at close to where we're sitting at right now as of recording this video, so whether we're rejecting from, let's just say, $2.16 or $2.21, anywhere around there, if we see a slight little rejection and a pullback, we could possibly be forming a small inverse head and shoulders pattern here on the 4-hour chart. But obviously, at least at the time of recording this video, that possible inverse head and shoulders pattern is in no way confirmed, because we have not even seen the right shoulder actually form, let alone actually confirm a breakout above some sort of neckline right here. And so that's just something to pay attention to, but nothing to really act on, because once again, it's not confirmed right now. But if we form that right shoulder and then actually confirm a breakout above some sort of neckline, that could present a possible long position opportunity if we actually form the right shoulder and then confirm the breakout. So right now, once again, it is not confirmed. And if we're taking a look at the price of Solana on the 8-hour time frame, right now Solana is still chopping around sideways within a sideways price range. So if we're looking at this range right here, that's sitting in between around 180 as the support, and this area of resistance sitting in between 200 to 205. So that is the sideways price range to pay attention to. But we do have basically a tightening range, as we can see, also known as a symmetrical triangle pattern or a horizontal triangle pattern. And right now this ascending line of support is sitting at approximately $187, and this descending line of resistance is sitting at approximately $197, give or take. And so overall, we have not really seen any confirmed breakout above resistance or below support for this triangle pattern right here. And even if we confirm a breakout above, let's just say 197 to 198, of course, we still have this resistance in between $200 to $205 where the price can still reject from. And if we break out above 205, expect to move up towards around 220 approximately as the next resistance. And that would also be a bullish price target based on this triangle pattern right here, sitting at close to 220. But if we never confirm a breakout above this resistance, and especially above $205, in that case, if we break below this line of support at around 187, that will set up a short-term bearish price target right here at around 168. But if we're looking at a flagpole price target based on this being a bear pennant pattern, that flagpole price target would be sitting at close to 158. So right in this area of support, sitting in between 156 to 161 as a likely scenario if we break below 187 approximately. But of course, even between 187 and around 160, we have this level of support at 180 that we cannot ignore. So the price can still bounce there, of course, if we break below 187. But overall, when it comes to the trend at the moment, clearly the trend is bearish, but in the imminent short term, we're in a bit of a sideways price range. So in the imminent short term right now, as in over the next few days, we're looking extremely neutral, just bouncing around sideways. But currently, this is at least within a bearish trend. As we can see for the last few weeks here, we have been trending in the bearish direction, as I've been saying, since much higher prices. But remember, you can profit in crypto even if the price is bearish, using things like short positions along the way to the downside and long positions along the way to the upside to profit no matter what the price is doing. And once again, if you want to take those trades, check out those links below this video to claim those extra bonuses over on those exchanges. And if you want to actually know how to trade crypto, no matter if the price is bullish, bearish, or chopping around sideways, you can profit from all of that price action by watching these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and Happy New Year. I'll see you all in my next video.